Hi, my name is Bryce Jefferson. I'm a senior economics major, and this presentation seeks to isolate one of the aspects of climate change and view it through the lens of economics. All right, and here's just an overview of the Mississippi River Basin. It's very important for agriculture, not for just our country, but also for the world. And it's got notable tributaries, including the Missouri, Arkansas, and Ohio rivers. And here's just a map that shows the scale of the area that this research deals with. So the International Panel on Climate Change comes out with a report every 7 years, so we'll be expecting one next year. And in their 2014 report, they found that in 1951, there's a shift of different things, including increases in global temperatures and sea levels that are rising at an increasing rate after 1951. Part of this research wanted to see if that held true for rainfall totals within the Mississippi River Basin. So in order to determine whether 1951 is a year of significance, I took 100 years worth of rainfall data and split it at 1951. So this map shows the regression pre-1951, and it shows the annual increase in rainfall totals for each state. All right, so this map is a regression model from 1951 onto the most recent data. And as you can see, the increases are greater annually than previous to 1951. So this shows that 1951 is a significant year. All right, so here's a side-by-side map that better shows the changes between the two periods. So using all this information, I've created 3 different sort of predictions for what type of rainfall we might be seeing in the future. So we've got the breakpoint regression, which includes the 1951 to the present. That is probably the most accurate model there is. And then I just put a linear regression for the entire 100 years worth of data and a historical average, kind of just to show perspective and to contrast the different models. So using the rainfall totals that I gathered, I did a cross-sectional analysis with the cost data from FEMA along with a CBO estimate that shows that FEMA costs probably make around 27% of all total flood costs to create a regression analysis that shows if it rains a certain number of inches, how much cost we can expect. So this chart just shows what type of cost we can expect using the different models that I have created. So now that I've identified a problem, you kind of got to figure out what are we going to do about it. And there are 2 different strategies. We can either mitigate the problem or we can adapt to the problem. So mitigating tries to look at what's causing the problem. In this case, it would be climate change, and we try to fix that problem. But that takes a political consensus that people think climate change is real. People don't. So we kind of are forced to go to an adaptation sort of method. So we're looking at the result and we're trying to change the outcome. So we know it's flooding, so maybe we'll implement some strategies to prevent flooding. Here are some adaptation strategies to change how we deal with increased rainfall. We can restrict development in flood zones, we could change the National Flood Insurance Program, and we can increase infrastructure spending along the Mississippi River Basin. So a good method for dealing with this is restricting development in floodplains. If there are no developments in floodplains, there's no damage from flooding. So in order to do this, we would have to give FEMA more power to regulate, and probably one of their regulations should be to require the main structure to be above peak flood height, and that would prevent a lot of flood damage. So we could also change the National Flood Insurance Program. Currently, the NFIP pays out more in benefits than it collects in premiums, and that's really not a viable option for insurance. We really should want those premiums to better reflect the risk that those people are taking on by developing in floodplains. And another thing that we should be doing is increasing infrastructure spending. So the American Society of Civil Engineers rates our dams and levees at a D and D plus respectively. And that's pretty bad. So it would take probably about 35.4 billion to fix the levee system within the Mississippi River Basin. But that's something that's worth the cost because 35.4 billion is significantly less than the expected flood cost that I have detailed previously using each of the methods. So a quick recap, rainfall is increasing within the Mississippi River Basin, which will cause increased flooding, and adapting to the flooding will reduce costs. Thank you.